All right, guys, short video tonight. I can't recap anything because I didn't work today. I had today off. It looks like we had a nice gap up and really a strong, held up pretty well. We basically erased that nasty red day from 3 sessions ago. That would have been Thursday, right? So already back up above Thursday's high. That's pretty impressive rebound. Yeah, there was Thursday's high. So anyway, here's the list I put together. I'm a little out of touch. I didn't trade it all day. Didn't have one chart open. I had um, just took the day off. And so here's what I have found to watch tomorrow. All right, I know it's weird, but yoga came public on Friday and went as high as what 585, and then had a nasty sell-off. Let's go to intraday here. A decent bounce, I guess, at the close, but no, I ended up closing kind of close to its lows on Friday, and then today, pretty weak. I mean, again, it's weird trading something that, matter of fact, wow, today only traded 160,000 shares on the second day it's been trading. So I don't know. Here's my thinking on this one. With it coming public at 550, and then it comes all the way down to almost 4, and then today kind of had a weak day again. I think this is worth watching if it flushes below 4 tomorrow for a reversal. Again, there's not a lot of chart to base it on, but I think it's worth watching. All right, so that's kind of my thinking on yoga. I don't generally trade new issues like this, so if I do trade it, I'll certainly trade it small. All right, JMEI. Sorry, I haven't had a Tootsie Pop in a long time, but I'm having one right now. All right, so JMEI had this big move on Friday on big volume, and then it looked like a kind of a more quiet, a little bit lower volume today. Retracement looks like it retraced about half. So if this is going to turn back up, in other words, if the volume from Friday was justified, if there was news behind that, then this partial retracement is not a big deal, and we might get a third day play. So I definitely want to watch JMEI. PIXY was on bounce watch today, and it doesn't look like it bounced, and it's second day in a row closing below 4. Looks like a good 3 days in a row that it's been red, and again, this thing was up over 1150 at one point after coming public. It's getting down to where I think value players might step in, so I want to keep my eyes on Pixie for a bounce. Dry ships, we had the gap up on Friday, sold off all day, and then today kind of showed some strength. So I can't show you the daily because here's what happens on the daily chart, dry ships. All right, so going to 15s again. I don't know. I don't have a price where it's interesting, but there's enough people watching this thing that if it can get some upside mustard going for tomorrow, I want to watch it. You might be able to argue that it's interesting over 362. I don't really like to put a price on something that, at this price, because I don't know if it's going to gap up or down tomorrow or what. So I just want to watch it and see if it gives a low risk setup. All right, PACB was on watch. It doesn't look like it had much action at all today. 600 something thousand shares. Now I would point out it's 3 green days in a row. Could argue that it's due for a pullback. I like the strength that it had here, the 2-day pullback, and it's kind of showing strength again. I don't know where I'd like it long. I mean, maybe up through 450. I don't know. We'll keep our eyes on it. I'm not in love with this list, but it's a list nonetheless. Okay, MDXG. Nice volume pop today. And it's kind of near. Let me go to weekly, make sure I don't misspeak. Monthly. Yeah, okay, so it is. It's kind of near all-time highs, which it hit an all-time high of 1620 on June 26th. And kind of breaking above resistance today. Very, very strong move today and held up pretty well. So we'll keep our eyes on it. One thing I want to point out is, it's been 2 green days in a row to get up to these recent highs. And that's a little bit bothersome to me. Might need to consolidate or flag for a little bit. CYH had this big pop here on Friday. Then today, kind of a quiet inside day. Gapped down a little bit, sold off, but then Really nice pop and closing at its high. So that was an impressive move on Friday and inside day. I think it's worth watching tomorrow. Okay, KTOS got slammed back here, held that kind of 11 area support, started back up higher, then gapped up, and then, okay, you think maybe, double top and we're back down. But it's right back up near recent highs. So I think this one was worth watching. There's weekly. Let's look at the monthly. Okay, so it's not at all-time highs. But it's, okay, this high right here was 1275. Today's high, 1275. It's certainly interesting, over 1275. You have another catalyst of a possible 1291 break, and then maybe the whole number 13. It still, to me, looks a little extended, so keep that in mind. I'm not in love with this, but I do want to watch it. And then Snap gapped down today, but had really nice volume. As big a volume as it's had in a long time. And kind of engulfed Friday's trading after the gap down on earnings. So let's watch this one for a possible pop tomorrow. I like that engulfing candle, and I like the massive volume. And then last I have CNDT, which you can see is a relatively new issue. Was rolling over here, then a strong couple days. Sellers came in, and then green again. Certainly interesting over this tight little flag. Let's see what it looks like on 15s. Again, another one that's kind of extended in the short term. It's made a pretty big move off these recent lows, but I do like it over this kind of tight flag. So we'll see how it acts around the 17 area tomorrow. If it can hold above 17 in the morning, it might be worth watching for a breakout to the upside. The high of that 2-day run right here was 17.16. So up over that, this one might make a nice move. That's it. I'm not in love with this list, but it's certainly all of these are worth watching. Hopefully we'll find some nice gappers in the morning to stock, and then we've got several other setups that we will trade throughout the day, or we will attempt to trade throughout the day that we know what to look for, on our intraday scanner. So there should be, plenty to trade tomorrow. If you can't tell, I'm freaking exhausted, so I'm going to wrap it up and hopefully get a good night's sleep and be ready to trade in the morning. All right, have a great night, everyone.